Top news headlines. Chief Minister N. Biren meets heads of Pandit Luang, says there is no dispute at all. Home Department ordered to collect licensed guns and deposit them at nearest police station. Loktak Development Authority workers and employees demand 7th pay scale to launch agitation from October 29. And AMUCO expresses concern over local clubs, Merapaibis being seen as Bible at election time. A very good evening and welcome to Mami TV Primetime English News. This is MASACO NINGTHOUJAM giving you the latest news updates. Chief Minister N. Biren today personally visited the complex of Pandit Luang and Sri Sri Govindaji Temple located on the campus of the Royal Palace, where confrontation took place between the members of Pandit Luang and Sri Sri Govindaji Temple Board on Sunday last and met the heads of Pandit Luang. Chief Minister Biren told media persons during the visit that there was no dispute at all. The incident occurred due to lack of communication. The temple board and the Pandit Luang have been cooperative toward each other since long back, and that will continue for a long time to come, Biren said.
Communication gap ni uji kari mata kanagi amaga leite khoi Manipur the pulab lebi ne ipai pu hak tak ki Govinda ga Pandit Luang ga dum lakpani adum leigani kari mata masile de henjana basu leite thawoina da basu leite misunderstanding ni aduna loina khoi solution leire kari mata adu gumma kaimta leite solution leire hari sinaina solution maitai haiba leite mai la khoi maitai ngata ni.
Minister of CAF and PD, T.H. Satyabrata, accompanied the Chief Minister during his visit. The Chief Minister inspected the developmental work being taken up inside the complex of the Govindaji Temple. He said the government will not remain as silent spectator in the violent incidents. He said he has instructed the Home Department to issue order to collect licensed guns from all over the state and deposit them with the nearest police stations. He also appealed to the police personnel to take precautionary measures to prevent any unwanted incident.
Even I isagi oiramagashu I madu chapsaba ain gi thabok logune yam laibak thibadi handaki election si daida wakar machine gi marakta khanarak pasi ma sit tawiganu ai ngarang order thomani gun license punamak state the labor gun license punam nearest police station the loina kaino tawno high grabani ado sigi matang sa I home minister insara moina ai police ki personal jing so I appeal tawningi police sing na tawgada si accident unwanted accident ma thokada budu prevent tawbung amadu police haibani fire brigade tawno mai sa kana kauraga na satpanate police fire brigade ka police ka ki khena buse aduna I police ki sil now sing day and night work to ribada thokdok ama thokado rakadi thoktana bo hona budu police khoi ki thawni thok raka ne kaino thok rena pau pi budu police ki thawna te aduna anything thokdok thokado re habagi intelligence report or matung da thoktana bo hona ba adu police hoina ikhoina tawbani police ki akhoi kaino ki type ta kaino da mai thare kan pau pi ba funare kan pau pi ba du di police ki mathong nate aduna I earnestly appeal to all the personnel hari ba thogdo ma intelligence ki source matung ne irang di tholpa ya haraga di hana loina prevent tawna ba police na thaba kan madal khot piu ha bisma appeal tawningi adagi tending candidate oiro husi ki honorable MLA sing oiro minister sing oiro please violent tawiganu vote I say manung na sanga namna gi gitu matani mana apamba dum toholu mana apamba rally sa ke chalalu ama tawge toholu tawbadabu husi covid ki AY 4.02 hoiba am 60 ba infectious hoiba amasu la ena husi Canada Maharashtra MP gada detect we high aduna sugum basil lakpanina ekoi government site ki sokoi section thorang airport karida mauda jiriban lokhan abade koi hijagre adu masi gi su section bagoina koi yaringai state government pibe SOP maintain to bio SOP fazana maintain to wira kanda high riba pandemic si dai sokoi tausi aduga hector rally ni yarabani kholabani na tawroga hector marks nung yaw de bida kusi da pangcha ta satana phangtau to budu su please adu su to winu adu irang sima ai sangma yang oi waru bigano ai gi mi oi gera ai gi party oi gera mi gi party oi gera masi ma sangma yang oi hayeng mi pha mi pun to kan na nungai ro adu na yani ngai violent hai bese masim tadi to winu na ya appeal to jari tawgani mob lynching adu ka mob justice sai India ka chana ba democracy khoi ka chana de khoi law lady judiciary gi my level mayam lady aduna whatever aina mana nungai ta budu law gi matung in action lok chunu mob justice or mob violence tolerate toroi law gi matung in action lok ni ko thank you.
Loktak Development Authority Workers and Employee Union appealed for implementation of 7th pay scale for the regular and work charge employees of Loktak Development Authority LDA. The union today held a press meet at the office of LDA at Topokpi of Bishnupur district. Addressing the media at the press meet, General Secretary of the union, Bukrambam Shyamkumar, accused the government of neglecting the lake. He expresses displeasure for not implementing the 7th pay scale, while the former government passed the 5th and 6th pay scale without any issue. The pay scale has been implemented for other essential services like police and staffs of JNIMS, he said. As such, the union cautioned to launch agitations like stage protests, cease work strike, block canals of Loktak projects from October 29th. Joint Secretary of Loktak Development Authority Workers and Employees Union, H. Dharmendra, advisors K.H. Ranjit and C.H. Joy, and members of the union took part in the press meet.
Loktak Development Authority ki workers sing na employees sing na tawi ba thabak se aikoi ki hanak ki aikoi ki covid ki yamna luraba tanda da more da chalaga aikoi ki covid na naraba oxygen walaba mayam do aikoi ki department ki gari putholaga department ki driver chalaga more de oxygen hondana Manipur praja ki ana ek mayam da chau chau li yare ba asida natana Manipur ki mapam khuding makta singi coaching kaya khuding makta Loktak Development Authority ki workers sing na thabak suda ba phab da leke machine season da dam da leke adu mayam do khalaga de aikoi ko nusi bam thokpani adu government na adu ba asuk yamna thabak tawraba adigi turin kaya sengdolaba infan turin kaya sengdolaba namun turin kaya sengdolaba awaba kaya maitu na laba worker aikoi budi ngasi phawbada saben pe pibagi mahutta aikoi da asumba karita khoksa bidana thambi ba se Loktak kurusi bida bane Loktak musi borgadi nan piba yare.
MLA of Onekim Assembly Constituency, K. Meghachandra, handed over the brick paving inter-village road at Singa Lerak Macha under Ward number 10 of Onekim Gram Panchayat to the people. The road was constructed by Line Department under MGN REGS. Speaking on the occasion, MLA Meghachandra said 19 lakh rupees was spent on construction of the 670-meter-long IVR. It was built with a fund of 25% from the Line Department and job card holders of the locality. Laying stress on the durability of the road, MLA Meghachandra said 4 such roads will be made in Onekim Gram Panchayat.
Parjada kanaba adagi chathok chasingi yamna standard ama up tawre adigi lambi gi IVR gi standard si kwaidagi best standard brick paving IVR sina masi afaba oire aduga parja sina su yam harawe loinana laikai sigi leiba mi sing sina hairiba lambi se moina dum sujaraga mayamda masigi kathokbagi dedication program si tawjabani.
Like-minded group LMG Manipur extended monetary assistance of 20,000 rupees to Kumam Thoibi Devi, 7 years, daughter of Kumam Pol and Abembe of Thobal Awang Lekai. She is undergoing treatment at Apollo Hospital in New Delhi for brain tumor. LMG extended the monetary assistance after coming across a social media post. Secretary of the group, Sorokhaibam Ojit, expressed grief over the condition of Thoibi and her family, who are daily wage earners. They extended the assistance to provide some relief to the family, who requires around 9 lakh rupees for her treatment.
Angangi masaji yamna kusala bari Apollo da kubani adu Apollo da kusama kanda lupa doctor te ne mapan bo samne ne operation ani togra adu operation amadi mai pakre hai basi da akudi la ahum makai sangre anga makha taba operation amasi la mari sangre ba adu satu kadi ne khosa ga lu pan la mapan mu ko jinge da ba
Kelen Thokchom Trust, KTT, observed the 61st birth anniversary of late journalist Kelen Thokchom today at Sagolban Tera Tongbram Lekai. Media advisor to Chief Minister Iringbam Arun Kumar, editors, senior journalists, representatives of Youth Forum, Women Folk of Tera Tongbram Lekai, and members of KTT took part in the observance. As the highlight of the observance, floral tribute was offered to the statue of Kelen Thokchom, while the Kelen Thokchom Media Fellowship was presented to NG Liklai Lema of Sangai Express. She was presented with a certificate and a shawl, remembering her struggle to make a report on challenges and opportunities of urbanization in Manipur. She expressed happiness for receiving the fellowship for the same topic. All Manipur United Clubs Organization, AMUCO, has expressed concern over candidates misleading the local clubs and women folk of the state during election by offering them money. President of AMUCO, PH Nando Luang, said this during the second foundation day of Kakching District United Clubs Organization, Kaduko, formed under AMUCO at Hyanglam Wabagai Kaithel Macha. Speaking on the occasion, Nando said, amid various issues of the state, some influential people are trying to use local clubs and women folk of the state by giving money. As such, it is time for local clubs and women's organizations to teach those people some lessons. He appeals to the people to have a free and fair election to the State Legislative Assembly as election-related violence continues to emerge in some constituencies. As part of the program, Kaduko presented gifts to the leaders of local clubs and media persons of Kakching Assembly constituency for their contribution to different issues. Time for a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
LX Sublimation. Pauna Bazaar Imphal, JMG Shopping Complex, first floor. Mafam asida mug printing, cover printing, t-shirt, keychain, photo frame, sublimation ki pot khuding mug wholesale da pangbigani. Items available are mug printing, cover printing, t-shirt, keychain, photo frame. All the mentioned items will be available at wholesale rate in LX Sublimation.
Welcome back after the break. Moving on to the national news, India recorded 13,451 new cases of COVID-19 with 585 deaths in the last 24 hours. With these fresh cases, the country's overall tally has mounted to 3.42 crore, according to the data released by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. With 588 more people succumbing to the infection, the death toll reached 4.55 lakh. Meanwhile, India's recovery rate stood at 98.19%. A total of 14,021 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, taking the total recovered cases to 3.35 crore. Also, total active COVID-19 cases declined by 1,155, pushing the country's active caseload to 1.62 lakh, the lowest in 242 days. So far, the country administered a total of 55.89 lakh doses in the last 24 hours, which pushed the total tally of doses administered to 103.53 crore across the country. As many as 41 pregnant women have so far succumbed to COVID-19 in Kerala after the virus infection broke out in the southern state 1.5 years ago, State Health Minister Veena George said. Meanwhile, 149 COVID-positive persons had committed suicide in the state, she told the State Assembly during the question hour. The minister was replying to a question in this regard raised by Congress legislator T.J. Vinod. According to the ICMR study report, the seropositivity rate in Kerala was 0.33%, 0.88% and 11.6% in May, August and December in 2020 respectively, and 44.4% in May 2021, the minister noted. When the state conducted the seroprevalence study during August to September, it has been found that there was a rise of 82.61%. The Delhi cabinet today approved the inclusion of Ayodhya in its free pilgrimage scheme for the elderly, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced. The announcement by Mr. Kejriwal comes ahead of the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections early next year, which his Aam Aadmi Party plans to contest. Under the Mukhyamantri Tirath Yatra Yojana, the Delhi government bears complete expenditure on free pilgrimage of senior citizens to places like Jagannath Puri, Rameshwaram Shirdi, Mathura, Haridwar, Tirupati, among others, he said. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has tendered an unconditional apology to the Election Commission in case of any inadvertent commission of any provision of the Model Code of Conduct. The Commission issued warning to him, the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, and cautions him to be more careful and exercise restraint in future and strictly follow the provisions of Model Code of Conduct while making public utterances, the EC had said in an order. The EC said it had received 2 complaints and hence issued notice to the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on the basis of complaints lodged by the Leader of Opposition in the Assam Legislative Assembly, Debabrata Saikia, and Assam Congress President Bhupen Kumar Bora. Moving on to the international news, over 1,900 children of Myanmar nationals who took refuge in Mizoram after fleeing a military coup in the trouble-hit neighboring country in February last year are currently enrolled in various schools across the state to receive free education, an official said. Education Department Director James Lalrinchana said that the state government has begun enrolling children of Myanmar nationals in schools since August for free education. The initiative was taken purely on humanitarian grounds based on the right of children to free and compulsory education RTE Act 2009, which envisages free education to children aged between 6 and 14 years, irrespective of nationality, he said. He also added that the Myanmarese children are mostly enrolled in government schools and no separate medium of instruction or teachers has been arranged for the children, as most of them understand Mizo and English. And now, before we wrap up, the top news headlines once again. Chief Minister N. Biren meets heads of Pandit Loishang, says there is no dispute at all. Home Department ordered to collect licensed guns and deposit them at nearest police stations. Loktak Development Authority workers and employees demand 7th pay scale to launch agitation from October 29th. And AMUCO expresses concern over local clubs' Mera Paibis being seen as viable at election time. And that's all for the Primetime English News. Thank you for watching.